Hey everyone, ready for a story that'll have you on the edge of your seat?
Oh, this one's a wild ride.
We're diving into Judges 4 today.
Yeah, Judges 4, full of
Oppression,
oppression. Yeah.
unlikely heroes,
Definitely unlikely, unexpected, you could even say.
and a victory that reminds us that sometimes the most unexpected individuals rise to the occasion.
Absolutely. This story shows how powerful faith and leadership can be, especially when things seem impossible.
Yeah, and it shows that anyone can make a difference.
Doesn't matter who they are or how much power they seem to have.
So let's paint a picture. The Israelites are under the rule of King Jabin, a Canaanite king,
Oh, yeah.
and his commander Sisera.
And this guy's Sisera.
He has an army with 900 iron chariots.
900.
Talk about some serious firepower back then.
Can you imagine facing that?
I can't even imagine. It's been a tough 20 years for the Israelites.
Brutal.
And the text tells us all this hardship came after they did evil in the sight of the Lord.
There's a lesson there, isn't there?
For sure. But then, in the middle of all this darkness, we meet Deborah,
Oh, Deborah.
a prophetess and judge in Israel.
A powerful woman.
She's described as the wife of Lapidoth,
Yeah, you see that a lot back then.
but the narrative focuses on her own name and title.
Putting her authority front and center.
Yeah, she's definitely not just someone's wife.
Not at all.
Deborah calls upon Barak,
Barak. Now he
a
would,
military leader,
that's right, a military leader,
to assemble an army and confront Sisera
head on.
at Mount Tabor. It's a direct call to action.
Time to break free from oppression.
And this is where things get really interesting.
Oh, yeah, buckle up.
Barak, even though he's a military leader,
You'd think he'd be all about this.
he hesitates, he agrees to fight, but only if Deborah goes with him.
He needed that reassurance.
It's like he's saying, I'll fight, but only if God is right there with me.
Like he needed that divine insurance policy.
Exactly. Deborah agrees to go, but not without a prophecy.
A prophecy.
The Lord will deliver Sisera into the hand of a woman.
Now that's setting the stage for some serious drama.
Oh, you know it. It challenges our whole idea of what a hero is supposed to be.
You think it'll be Barak, the military leader, but Deborah's telling us to look somewhere else.
Exactly. So the armies gather, tensions are high, and the battle begins.
The clash of good and evil, right?
But then, things take a very interesting turn.
Oh, how so?
God intervenes,
Ah, of course.
sending this massive rainstorm.
Rain. How did that?
It turns the battlefield into a mud pit. And suddenly, Sisera's chariots,
His big advantage.
they become totally useless, stuck in the mud.
Wow.
It's like the battlefield itself turned against Sisera. This isn't just any rainstorm, it's a sign
A sign of.
that God can work through even the most ordinary parts of nature.
So it's not always about these big miracles.
No, sometimes it's about the rain.
The rain, the mud, the everyday thing.
Sisera's army is thrown into chaos with their chariots stuck.
Makes sense.
And the Israelites, led by Barak, need the upper hand.
Finally.
But Sisera, he's desperate to escape.
So what does he do?
He takes off running.
Just runs away.
He disappears into the surrounding landscape.
Oh, wow.
And that's when we meet another key player in this whole drama.
Who's that?
Jael,
Jael.
the wife of Heber the Kenite.
Okay, Jael, wife of Heber.
Now remember, there was peace between King Jabin and Heber's household,
Right, so they were on friendly terms.
which makes what Jael does even more unexpected.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What happens?
Sisera, he stumbles upon Jael's tent looking for refuge.
A safe place.
She welcomes him in,
She does.
offers him milk, a place to rest.
Sounds like basic hospitality.
It seems like it, right? A moment of kindness in the middle of all this war.
Yeah, I guess so.
But this act of kindness is about to take a very unexpected turn.
Oh, this sounds ominous. It's like something out of a movie, right? You think she's going to help him?
You think she's going to protect him?
But she doesn't.
As Sisera falls asleep,
Deep asleep, exhausted, I bet.
Jael, she takes a tent peg and a hammer
Oh.
and drives the peg right through his temple.
Wow. That's...
He's killed instantly. The mighty Sisera, the one who terrorized the Israelites for 20 years
defeated by a woman,
in a tent.
not on a battlefield.
It's shocking, but also you kind of feel like,
Like the Israelites finally got justice.
right. And it fulfills Deborah's prophecy too.
It does, doesn't it? The final blow, the victory, it all comes from Jael,
Not Barak.
not the army.
It makes you think about what a hero really is.
It really does. How do we make sense of Jael, this seemingly ordinary woman, and this incredible act of courage? What does it tell us about heroism? I mean, she wasn't a soldier, she wasn't a leader,
But she saw a chance to make a difference.
and she took it.
Her actions, they were decisive and they brought freedom to the Israelites.
No doubt about it. Sisera's death, it changes everything. It's a turning point.
It's like a weight lifted off the Israelites.
They're emboldened. They find new strength.
Like they finally realize they can fight back and win.
Exactly. And they keep fighting King Jabin.
They don't give up.
And eventually, they win. They're free from his tyranny.
Peace at last.
Hard-won peace, thanks to people like Deborah, Barak, and Jael.
It's incredible, right?
Right?
This story, it's full of twists and turns, divine intervention.
Unexpected heroes.
But what does it all mean for us today, thousands of years later?
Yeah, how can we apply these lessons to our own lives? What are the takeaways here?
That's what I want to know. I mean, Deborah, she's an amazing leader.
Oh, she's inspiring, that's for sure. Courage, wisdom, faith, she had it all.
She was a woman in a position of power, which wasn't common back then.
And she led with such strength.
And she didn't try to keep all the power for herself.
No, she shared it, she recognized Barak's strengths, and even when he had doubts, she was there for him.
True leadership, isn't it? Not about taking all the credit.
It's about empowering others, helping them reach their potential. Deborah, she was willing to share the responsibility with Barak, and even acknowledge that a woman would deliver the final victory.
That says a lot about her.
It really does. Leadership can take so many forms, you know. Sometimes it's inspiring others, sometimes it's supporting them, sometimes it's just being the one who steps up when everyone else is afraid.
And then there's Barak. He teaches us something too, even with his hesitation.
Oh yeah, we can all relate to that, can't we? Those moments of doubt.
How many times do we miss out on something amazing because we let fear hold us back?
It's worth thinking about. Barak shows us that even the bravest people can have fears. But with support, with trust, we can overcome those fears and achieve great things.
And of course, Jael. What a story.
What a woman. Her boldness, it's like a call to action for all of us.
She shows us we don't need anyone's permission to make a difference.
We can take action, even when it seems impossible or crazy.
Like she's saying, I'm not waiting. I'm going to do what needs to be done.
And sometimes that quiet, determined kind of courage is what makes the biggest impact.
It's a powerful message. We all have the potential to be heroes.
We do, in our own way. And this whole story reminds us that even when all hope seems lost, there's a bigger plan at work.
The Israelites, they were up against impossible odds, but they won in the end.
Through faith, through courage, through action.
It's a reminder that we're not alone in our struggles. And sometimes what looks like a defeat can become the path to something much greater.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, it all comes down to this.
What seems impossible in your life? Where do you need to step up to lead, to be brave?
What can you learn from Deborah, Barak, and Jael? About leadership, about faith, about what it means to be a hero.
It's amazing how a story this old can still feel so relevant today.
It really is.
We all have our own giants to face, you know? Those moments that demand courage from us.
What do you think are some of those giants people face today?
I don't know. It could be so many things.
Yeah, it could be.
Maybe it's a situation that just feels completely overwhelming.
Like you're drowning in it.
Or maybe it's a decision you have to make.
A tough one where you have to trust your gut.
Or you have to take a leap of faith.
That's a good one.
Or maybe it's just, I don't know, being afraid to step outside your comfort zone.
Oh, that's a big one for sure. We all have those moments.
Yeah, we do. It could be about speaking up when you see something wrong happening.
Right, like when you witness injustice.
Or standing up for something you believe in, even when it feels like nobody else is with you.
Even when you feel alone.
And that's where Judges 4 comes in.
It gives us this roadmap, doesn't it?
It does. Deborah, her faith, it reminds us that there's a power greater than ourselves to tap into.
Especially when we're feeling lost or hopeless.
And Barak, even with his hesitation, he shows us that it's okay to be afraid.
We don't have to be fearless all the time.
But we have to trust the process, even when we have doubts.
Take that step forward.
And then there's Jael.
Hey, Jael. She's something else.
She's amazing. Her boldness is like this permission slip to make a difference.
To take action.
Doesn't matter if it's unconventional, if it seems impossible.
She just does what needs to be done.
She doesn't wait for anyone to tell her it's okay.
I love that about her story.
Me too. I think that's the heart of it all, really.
What do you mean?
Heroism, it's not reserved for a special few.
It's in all of us.
It's waiting to be unleashed.
That's beautiful. So as we finish up here, I want to leave you with this question.
Okay, shoot.
What's your Mount Taba? What's calling you to step up, to lead, to be courageous?
That's a good one. And remember, you don't have to be a prophetess or a military leader.
You don't even have to be a woman in a tent.
You just have to be ready to answer the call.
when you hear it.
Thanks for joining us today for this deep dive into Judges 4.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, keep diving deep.
Into the stories that shape us all.
We'll see you then.